Hey guys, how's it going? When we were on our Jeep trip last weekend, I picked up a stone in the windshield from a truck or something in front of us and put a nice chip right in the middle of my new windshield. So we're going to use the Rain-X windshield repair kit to try to fix it. They didn't send this to me. I paid for it myself. It was like $9.95 at Walmart. It says it repairs cracks, chips, bullseyes, and stars. Never used one before, don't know if it's going to work or not. It's kind of a strange damaged area. You can't really feel it on the outside, but it kind of spiders in between the layers of the glass, so don't have a lot of confidence going into it, but it's worth a shot. So let's see if it works. So here's the chip. It's right in the middle of the windshield. Can barely feel it, so that's why I don't think this kit's gonna work, because it's like in between the layers of glass. But it's annoying. It leaves a streak where the windshield wiper hits, and I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. Not a big deal, but when you just have it replaced and you got a brand new windshield, it looks so clean, and then you get a chip right in the middle. It's kind of a bummer. So let's give it a shot and see if it works. I'm going to start by just opening this up and reading the instructions. It says it works for all those different kind of damages: cracks, bullseyes, stars, and chips. I would say I'm somewhere between a chip and a bullseye, because it's more like a tiny hole and then it goes inward. So whatever they give me is going to have to really get forced into that cracked area. Alright, so it looks like we got this suction cup thingy, a threaded thingy. It's kind of cool. I'm guessing this is like forces this resin down inside the crack or whatever. And then this says repair resin. So better be worth 10 bucks. Paid $240 for this window shield. I sound like a whiny baby. It's not a huge deal. I'm not that upset, but would be nice to not have to stare at that. Whoa, geesh. All kinds of stuff here. Okay. I'm gonna read the directions. I'm not gonna read them on the camera, and then we'll pop back in and talk about what it's gonna take to do this. After thoroughly reading the instructions, it's pretty simple. You basically clean your window really well. Then you position the center of that tool, suction cup it right over the damaged area. You add 3 to 4 drops of that resin, thread in the plunger to apply pressure, go on the inside of the vehicle, and watch the resin fill the damaged area. Alright, so I went out and it just wasn't doing anything. So I added like 73 more drops. And then I pushed the plunger in there much harder. And sorry, I'm shaking. Trying to get focus for you. There we go. So now you can see it's definitely doing stuff. You can still see a little bit of the chip, but it's much better. You can see that rubber plunger opened all the way up, and that air bubble in there is on the surface. It's not inside the crack. So it's working, and I think it's might be getting close to that. Oops, sorry. To the other chip as well. So so far my analysis is put more goop in it than it called for and put a little more pressure on it. Alright, it's been about 5 minutes. It says step 5, the last step is to release the driver. That's the small piece. Back it out to let any air bubbles out, and then press it back in and leave it for another few minutes. So remove the pressure driver from the chamber, reinsert. Screw down again to displace any remaining air. So we're just backing it out. So I'm gonna take it completely out and back in. So hopefully if there was any air in that damaged area, let that make it go bye-bye. Oop, it's dripping down the windshield now. So I'm gonna go inside, check it. I think we're done with that part. Can you hear me? There are no more air bubbles. I think we can remove the tool now. All right, so when you're done, it says loosen up both pieces so that it's not touching the windshield. Then these suction cups have little lift tabs on them. So I pull that off. It says wipe away excess goop. Looks good. Now we're going to, it says to, I guess you do use a little bit of this to finish it. It looks really good. I don't know if you can see it from there. It's almost invisible. There's just a small little dot right where the chip was. So it says put a dab of this on it and then put that little guy on top of it. It says apply curing strips. Then we're supposed to move it out into direct sunlight with the curing strips on. Reading's hard for me. It says to allow it to sit with the curing strips on for 5 to 10 minutes in the UV light. Then remove the strips. If it's still wet, leave them in place. Then scrape it off with a razor blade. Then we're done. So I'm pretty excited. I think it's gonna work, but we'll see soon. So I'm gonna leave that strip on there, pull the truck out in the sun, and we'll let it chill for a little bit. Okay, the truck has been sitting in direct sunlight for 5 to 10 minutes. Now we take the razor blade and scrape it off. In conclusion, I'm really pleased with it. The repair turned out as good as I think can be expected for less than 10 bucks. You really can't see it unless you know you're looking for it, and the wipers no longer catch on it, so that's basically what I wanted. I'll see if I can show it to you. It is right here, so you can see there's a little mark. You can't feel it from either side. That helped it focus, I guess. If you saw it before, it was about the size of a pea, and now it's the size of a grain of rice, and it's much less obvious. Like I said, you wouldn't notice it there unless I pointed it out to you. So not perfect, but it was super easy and very affordable. So let me know what you think, and let me know. There's Rain-X, Permatex, and Loctite and 3M, I think, all make a kit. So let me know if you've tried one before and what the results were. Provided this lasts through the winter and holds up to the sun and the rain and cold and hot, things like that, I'm pretty happy. So thanks for watching. Hope it shed some light onto future repairs you may need to make. And I guess that's it for today. Catch you later.